from the shelf in the gingerbread house of the man in between, making his mind up to keep to himself, and somewhere the future had been. Pinches of salt, nobody's fault, just a tune of the moon on the ocean. One year, quite suddenly out of the blue, the phone box grew curtains with Sanderson prints, and designers of countryside loaded the view with sordid decisions and hints. But Arthur slept in on the edge of his seat, back in his mind where the butterflies flew, bred non-committal to live nice and neat, with lots of his dreams coming true. Pinches of salt, nobody's fault, just a tune of the moon on the ocean. Then came the day of the gig on the stage. The butterflies fluttered, the scenery shook, shapes became colors, and turning a page wasn't just quite by the book. But Arthur was sure there must be some more. Pinches of salt, nobody's fault, as the walls of the law blew down the door with a tune of the moon on the ocean. Hi there, so this is me doing a second lesson on this song, Pinches of Salt from Descendants of Smith. So if you've been following my page on YouTube, you will notice that I've been redoing a few lessons that I wasn't too happy about, and this was one of them. I'm trying to correct a few things. This is a very simple song, very easy to play, with simple chords and just gentle, slow strumming. What was wrong on my first lesson, first of all, is that it wasn't in the right key. And now it is. So Pinches of Salt, this is a great song, but it's the type of song that it's good to learn if you want to sing along to it, because if you just want to strum the chords, well, it's not much fun. But if you want to sing it, and if you can do it, it's a good song to learn. So let's check out the chords. This, as I said, is very simple once you understand that this is in DADGAD tuning. If you try to get this in standard tuning, you will spend a lot of time trying to get the correct voicing, but once you understand it's in DADGAD tuning, it's quite easy. So this is, as I said, it's DADGAD tuning, but tuned down one tone, so that you have a C on the 6th string, and you have a G on the 5th, and another C on the 4th, and so on. So DADGAD tuning, tuned down one tone. The first chord that you have to learn is like an A shape, the standard A shape, like this. It's not an A because this is DADGAD tuning, so it has a different voicing, but the shape is this one. And you start the song with this, this is played with a pick, and you start it with this so you pick the A bass on the 5th string, you strum down, and then you pick on a upward movement the first 3 strings. Okay, then after this chord you jump into a series of chords that are based on this shape. Well, this is Roy's idea of power chords, as I've said on other lessons. When you are using a tuning like DADGAD or Open E, tunings that in which you drop down the 6th string, what you usually do for the power chords, which is this figure, becomes this figure. Okay, so this finger has to move. So to do this easily, and the way that Roy does, he simply puts a bar on these top strings and leaves the 1st, 2nd and maybe 3rd strings opened. I said maybe 3rd because sometimes you don't hear the 3rd string because it's muted here, okay? But it's not important, but if you hear it, it's okay. So Roy does it like this, so that the chords change as you move the bar up and down the neck, and the 1st and 2nd string keep ringing all along. So let's check out the next chords. You start with this one, as I said, and then you move to this one. So you strum down the chord here on the 5th fret, and then you can brush the 1st and 2nd string on an upward movement. Then you move to the 8th fret and finally to the 10th. So Arthur, stories he got from the shelf, gingerbread house of the man in between, making his mind up to keep to himself, back to the 8th fret, and somewhere the future had been. And you finish with the same bar but on the 7th fret. This chord here is actually the same as this one, with a slightly different voicing. So you finish in the 7th fret, and then comes the chorus that starts on the 10th fret, pinches of salt. So 10th fret, 5th fret, nobody's fault, 8th fret, just a tune. Okay, this is a different chord. It's like a D shape here on with these fingers on the 7th fret. Just a tune, of the moon. Okay, small bar on the first two strings, 5th fret, and then on the 6th fret, 3rd string. On the ocean, you are back at the beginning of the song. Pinches of salt, nobody's fault, just a tune of the moon on the ocean. So this is the full cycle of the song. The only thing that I want to tell you besides this is that the middle verse, the middle section, has 2 verses, so that when you get to the end of the first verse, how is it then? Designers of countryside loaded a view with sort of decision and hint. And here, instead of jumping to the chorus, there's another verse, and instead of going back to this chord, Roy keeps this one. But Arthur slept in on the edge of his seat, way back in his mind where the butterflies flew. So this is the only thing that changes right in the middle of the song, and the rest is, as I showed you, this chord cycle. This is it. Pinches of salt. I hope this was a better lesson than my first one.